Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is September the 18th, 2023, and today the topic is spiritual rebellion and a special treat. All right, man. Happy Monday, you guys. Happy Monday. I hope that you all had a wonderful weekend. Mine was just fine. Those that are tuning in live, you already know at least a little bit of the special treat. But for those that are listening to the podcast, I have a very special treat and guest with me this early morning for the juice, y'all. Is none other than my brother from another mother. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. Mr. Kelvin Carter. Good
Well,
morning, brother.
good morning. Good morning. To you and those who are listening is this was it's early. So but we
Yes, it
here, we
is.
made
Yes,
it.
it is.
We're not trying to rebel. So we are here this morning to get a dose of this morning inspiration.
Hey, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You guys may be wondering because this is the first time ever on the juice that there's been someone outside of me, I believe. Well, you know what? No, NJ. NJ has been on the juice, but outside of NJ. So yeah, man, welcome to the juice, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
This
thanks
is
for having
this is new. This is special for y'all. You know what I'm saying? A guest. Listen, I don't know what this is gonna be, y'all, because I know y'all kind of used to some type of a flow when it comes here to the juice or GSL or whatever. But again, with my special guest being here and us both embarking on the journey of actually doing the juice this morning. The reason why I had to say a special treat is because I have no idea what my brother studied and what the Lord has led to him today and things of that nature. But I believe that we're going to try to take some time to talk about everything. So hey man, again, I don't know what to expect, but hey man, it's a special episode. So if it's a little bit longer than what I usually do, I mean, have us some grace or whatever the case may be. Just go ahead and get your double dose. Look, your double dose of inspiration.
Come on, double dose.
Get your double dose of inspiration today. All right. Um, well, yeah, man. Good morning, brother. Good morning. I mean, just in case the people don't know you, I mean, they should if they ever watch anything on GSL or listen to anything on GSL. But for those that may not know and things like that, is there any one thing that you want to share about yourself and whatnot before we get going this morning?
Oh, so if you don't know who I am, I do feel um what Miracle said. If you've been watching a lot of the other stuff that she's been putting out, I'm a face that's here and there. Um, but for those who don't know me, like she said, my name is Kelvin Carter. Um, Based in Atlanta, I do a lot, a lot of different things. So, I can host. I'm an actor. I feel at times I'm a mentor for a lot of people, whether it be for business, spiritual, right? Spiritual things. Relationships. I do a little bit of everything. So I believe if I don't know how to do it, I will find out how to do it. So, a quick bio of myself.
Okay. And y'all know that I refer to this gentleman a lot, okay? And of course I call him my brother. He's my other half in film. He's so much more. A friend, a confidant, a financial advisor. All those, if you've heard me say any of those things, I'm referring to this gentleman right here. So yes, welcome again, brother. Thank you for coming in this morning. I know this ain't the norm for you. But I guess the Lord put on your own heart and mind to be here. So tell the people why you hit this morning.
I will. I will. Okay. So yes, yes. So we're talking like as usual, like always. And I was like, what time you get up for the juice? And I was like, I think I think I want to join you one morning. And she's like, what? I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, I think I want to join you one morning. And the one morning, I think that was like was that like a week ago? I brought it
Yeah, I
up.
think it was at the subscriber celebration.
Okay.
This is also the gentleman that hosted the subscriber celebration, y'all, just so y'all put two and two and three together.
And so I was like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna let you know. And so last night, I was like, yeah, sometime this week I want to be on the show. And I was like, you know what? Maybe tomorrow. I feel like I'm being led to come tomorrow. So that's how or why I'm here, and
Yeah.
so also for those who have not purchased your book yet, for those who can't see, it's the Juice, the 30-day Bible study journal. Um, and so I will actually be giving my real time experience actually using the journal this morning.
Yes. Okay. Well, listen. I mean, listen. You gotta look a hands-on review, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect all of this, but I mean, to God be the glory. I mean, yeah, I was gonna mention that I believe that it's your first day using the juice, but I mean, by all means, I try my best every day to encourage and inspire the people to do what I'm doing. Like, yeah, I'm sharing, and I hope y'all are checking these things out and reading these stuff for the stuff for yourself. But ultimately, I am challenging people to do what I'm doing. Like, get into your word every day, see what the Lord has to show you every day, and just start there. And you never know what else the Lord's going to do, because again, GSL is a perfect example of what the God has done with me, for me, and through me, starting with the juice, ironically, because I started with doing the daily inspiration. This thing, I know every other goal, vision, and thing that God had put on my heart forever throughout my life has been like, just, it was like the first domino, doing the juice and saying, okay, I'm going to get up every morning and share daily inspiration. I'm going to be intentional about doing Bible study. All those different type of things has led to where you guys see GSL is today, where you guys see me today, and all those different things. So I mean, I ain't just out here just trying to sell the journal. I would literally give you the journal if it will help you do do that. You know what I'm saying? If it will help you get to that next level, because the more I do it, the more I see it's been life changing for me. Like, and this is the crazy thing for me. And I'm gonna hush, because I'm gonna let you say what you got to say. 'Cause I know my mama tell me all the time. She's like, let Calvin talk. Ever since then, I'm like, Lord, am I? Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Um, um, See, now I don't forget what all I was going to say. Trying to not, but basically, I mean, I guess ultimately, like I said, I just wanted to, I'm challenging you all to do this as well, because at the end of the day, I do believe the more that I've been doing it, the more that I see that not only has it been life changing for me, it's become a new routine, a new thing for me to do in my life now, to literally be intentional about waking up and doing this. But just understanding that God really be speaking every day to me. Like, he really has something for me to share with y'all every day. And that's been mind blowing by itself. And then not only, every now and then people will tell me, hey, what you shared touched me, or what you said I was thinking about, and then, I mean, it just goes beyond that. And so I'm just saying, it's equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying? God can speak to you as well. It ain't, look, the veil has been torn. Nobody has to go in between you and the Lord. I mean, I guess outside of Christ, according to the Bible. But I mean, even he is your direct connection, from my understanding and studies and whatnot. So anywho. So brother, I mean, so your first day with the Jews, you did day one.
Day
What you got
one.
to say about the Jews? Oh Lord, I didn't do a live review. I want to close my ears. Oh Lord.
um, so um, so I prepared myself. in a sense of getting the I'm gonna do a miracle. I don't want to misquote nothing. Uh, so the Soul Space app.
Mm.
So downloaded that last night when I said I prepared, and so this morning I was like, oh, let me go to this app. Let it guide me into a meditation. Um, listen to what it has to say. And then, at the end of it, it said, write down your thoughts. And I was like, oh, this is where I pull out my book. All right. So, so got my book, started writing. So the first thing I wrote was the scripture down that the Soul Source app gave.
Mm.
Not saying that it was my scripture for the day, but let me start off there. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me now think of some words and some things that I can jot down, whatever that came to mind. And so I wrote down some words.
Mm.
Um, so peace was one of my words. Then I had a whole phrase that came after that. What God has for me is for me.
Mm.
Then burdens, love, gifts. Uh,
Mm.
and then when I was trying to type out Luke, we'll talk about Luke later. But when I was trying to type out Luke, I ended up typing out luck. So I was like, let me write that down. So, if you're new to this process, you're gonna be like, and she even says, if it's whatever comes to mind, even if it's silly, write it down. So whatever came, I just wrote down. And so um, I would say don't feel pressured of what thoughts you've written down. Um, that's just a place to start. And then as you kind of go deeper, um, as you go deeper, you'll find the rest of and I'll talk about the second page later, but you'll find what you need to fill out the next page. So don't grace, like she said earlier, give yourself grace as you're going through the process.
Hey, well, look, to God be the glory. I mean, all right. So, I mean, easy to understand. Sound like you had I mean, so how was it to, because I know, again, waking up early and stuff like that, which no one has to wake up early to do the juice. Y'all can do the juice at whatever time y'all want to do it, for the record. Like, I wake up early because I imagine this to be a morning show, quote unquote. I guess God was challenging me to get up early, but y'all can do this on your lunch break. Y'all can do this whenever, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I just say just take some time out to do it. That's all I say. But with you doing this, like, how do you feel like, do you feel like this would be something that you probably could or should incorporate more? Like, from the experience, like, do you feel like the experience was, and no pressure if you like, nah, I don't feel like I want to do this no more. I mean, be honest. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, or do you feel like by doing it, you're like, you know what, this helped me maybe think about some different things, or I don't know, like I'm on a hush. I'm trying to ask the question, but I think you know what I'm asking. So.
Look, I got you. I got you. So, she did say that, of course, that you don't have to wake up super early. So I can see this being something that I can incorporate, and do the 30 days, of course, at a much later time. But yes, absolutely, I could see. And I mean, as we go over the second page, I'll tell you what my process was, and because I'm a very analytical person, and so when I said give yourself grace, I had to give myself grace this morning, because I'm like, oh well, what direction I want to go in. Oh well, how do I find my topic, and I was like,
Lord to give
Yeah,
it
but
to you.
it's 4 o'clock and 4 something in the morning.
That too. Yeah, that too.
It's 4 something in the
Man.
morning. Write down what you can write down.
Mm-hmm. And
And
see, that's the crazy thing too. Like sometimes even when I'm writing down Bible verses and stuff like that, I'm like, some of it seems like it's so random. You're like, how's this even gonna make sense? And then next thing I know, I'm going live, I read the verses, and this thing, it just all comes together in this beautiful way where I'm like, y'all, this ain't nothing but the Lord at the end of the day. Because all I did was write down some verses. And outside of that, whatever else I share on the juice, if I didn't write it down in regards to like a quote or verse, it's whatever the Lord's just saying through me at that time. So I mean, I don't know if you're gonna embark on sharing as well, like, cause I don't know, but it,
I
I'm
can't.
just saying, don't feel the pressure in regards to like,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like you gotta have the perfect words. Like in the beginning, when I first was doing it, I think the very first episode I did kind of like write out whatever it was that I felt led to say, that first episode maybe. But after I've been doing it for like, I mean, I've been doing about 3 years now. So now I literally just write down the Bible verses and then just say whatever the Lord say through me in the morning. So, and sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, Lord, you said."
Oh,
So anyway, speaking of real quick, let me go ahead and shout out my mama is tuning in right now, y'all. She said, "Good morning, sister and bruh. This tag team whom others can't touch. Thank God in my she said, than God in my humble opinion." Well, good
well,
morning,
thank
mama.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
tuning
Good
in.
morning. Good morning.
Look, your son decided to come on and bless us this morning. Well, usually I would share with you guys like my weekend and all that type of stuff. Maybe I'll share that type of stuff in the after show, or whatever. We can go ahead and get into like the juice, because I know there's things that God has given me, and I'm sure there's things that God has given my brother. And listen, we already almost 20 minutes in, so they're going to get into some juice for these good folks. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got the people tuning in, so look, we need your shining face in the morning time, because people's tuning in this morning
Uh-oh.
live with us.
What? So look, am I getting hired for a morning show?
Well, look at hey, listen, your gifts will make room for you.
Oh,
Uh,
come on now. Is that the verse for the down? Just
no, actually. So, okay, y'all may be wondering how I got the spiritual rebellion. Okay. Well, long story short, I think there was a few things that inspired the conversation. I would say one thing might have been like the movie I watched last night. I watched this movie. I think it's called Chevalier. Have y'all heard of that one? I don't know if you have you heard of that, brother. It's about this African American, I guess. He was a violinist or whatever, but also I guess he was a composer and all that different type of stuff. I'm about to be working on an opera, so it stood out to me last night. I was,
Oh, that was the black guy that plays the violin or something like that. I
yeah.
did see that. I did see that. I'm
Oh,
like,
you seen the movie, or did you see the previews?
I saw the movie.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I watched it last night. And so obviously the French Revolution is something that was featured in it. So I don't know if the Lord just kept that on my mind when I woke up. It was like rebels. I'm like, huh? Like,
Mm.
okay, But yeah, the word rebels that came into my heart and mind. I want to say it was before I did prayer meditation. So before I listened to the Soul Space app, I say the word rebel came in my heart and mind. And I just kind of took it in the back, like, okay, I'll look into it later. Listen to the prayer meditation. I think I fell asleep on it the first time. I listened to it again. And then by the time I got to the end of it, I felt like it also correlated with this conversation of rebellion. And not exactly, but I'm saying something about it reminded me of the word rebel or whatever. When I listened to the Safe Space app this morning, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm looking it up. I'm gonna look it up. And so that's what I did. Y'all know where I usually go. I went and put in rebels. I think I put in rebellion, as well as then ultimately when spiritual rebellion came into my heart and mind, I looked up all three of those things at openbible.info. So y'all know that's where I usually go and look up verses. I also went to gotquestions.org and read a couple of articles there. So yeah, I guess I'll stop there before I get into the juice. Let's hear how brother came across his verses. I mean, well, you already kind of shared though, right? You talked about the different things that came to you, and then so okay, but you didn't say how you started looking up verses. So
Yeah.
how did you, from the things that came to you, what narrowed down like what made you narrow down the things that came to you and then start looking up verses centered around those things?
So I told you all the words that came to mind, and then because it's my first time, I gave myself grace, right? So I used the Bible app, and I just started with the verse of the day.
Oh,
I started with
okay. Well, don't say don't. I usually get in the verse of the day at the end.
okay, so I won't give my verse of the day, but I can talk around it.
Okay, I think they might be the same. I would think that because I use the Bible app as well, and that's where I get the Bible verse of the day from.
Oh, okay. So, well, that's what I use. Hopefully they're the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they would switch it up for people. But I mean, we can always. It's not a big deal if you want to read it or talk about it. Do you want to?
So,
I mean, if you feel like it's an intricate part of your journey, then sure,
I mean,
by all means.
it definitely is, because that's what I did all of my research around. Now I could talk about mines without giving the verse of the day until the end of the show, but that is how I did start my research, though, with the Bible verse of the day.
Okay. So now y'all know how we both got to the verses and things like that. Hopefully, again, these things are encouraging and inspiring you on how you can do it. Like at the end of the day, it's no particular, like you got to do it this kind of way. It's, let the Lord lead you. That's what I say. Let the Lord lead you. So, one of the first things I did, I started looking up verses and whatnot, was starting to define the words. So I looked up the word rebel. It says a person who rises in opposition or armed resistance against an established government or ruler. Y'all know over the past few weeks, man, I keep having these things where I'm like, y'all just, I've been talking about like order. I've been talking about all this different type of stuff. And I'm like, Lord, where you got me talking about all this? But, so once again, I don't know if all of these is warnings for us. I mean, I don't know, but that's what a rebel is. And then I went to gotquestions.org and was looking up, articles centered around rebellion and things of that nature. And so one of them was called "What Does the Bible Say About Rebellion?" So there was plenty in there that I felt like was beautiful. I know at some point it started to touch on Saul, the Saul that was in Samuel, King Saul. And one of the verses stood out to me. So usually at this point I start sharing verses, brother. I don't know how much he tunes in to the Juice. I'm trying to explain to him and to y'all. So I mean, I guess we can keep tag teaming and you can share some verses. I don't know how this was not planned, y'all, fully, so it's not planned out. So we're just gonna let the Lord lead. So I'm just gonna read this first verse that that stood out to me as I was doing this and writing the verses down. So 1 Samuel 15:23, it says, "For rebellion is as the sin of divination, and presumption is as iniquity and idolatry, because you have rejected the Lord. He has also rejected you from being king." Ooh. I usually call stuff like this the Pope. This might be something we don't like today. I mean, I don't know how that makes people feel, like to know that God can and will reject you, and things of that nature. But as I was going deeper this morning, it was interesting. Like the word iniquity stood out to me this morning. So I looked that up, and it said immoral or grossly unfair behavior. And then the word grossly stood out to me. And I'm like, Lord, why are we going deeper about this? But anywho, I said, so grossly means in a very obvious and unacceptable manner, flagrantly. And then that's when flagrantly stood out to me. And I looked up that. It says in a conspicuously or obvious offensive way. And then after I looked up all of that, then I saw down at the bottom on Google, it was saying, what is the biblical definition of iniquity? I said, I guess I should have just went there first. That one says, in violation of the right or duty that mankind has, I believe, y'all can go confirm that yourself, but that's my handwriting. Anyway, under objection to do. So basically what's standing out to me, I guess the most, after looking up all these definitions, is that this obviously rebellion to God is this it's iniquity. It's like flagrant disrespect, or that like blatant disrespect. Like that's like, I guess, spitting in the face of God, things like that. Like I don't know what will help us understand like what this is like to God, but obviously it's very offensive. It's beyond like just me offending my brother or something like that, so but anywho, we can let that marinate for a bit. That's my little definitions. So I pause and see. I don't know, do you have anything to share, or if you want to share what the Lord was sending you after the verse, feel free.
Well, it is interesting. I'm receiving as we're in this moment, and and when I say that, I feel like I feel like, and I feel I want to give it away too soon, because it's good. All right, so I feel like the purpose of this show is, you're gonna be talking about spiritual rebellion, and then I'm gonna be able to follow up. But let's talk about my research. So I used the verse of the day, and I started out there, and then I was like, oh well, let me find the supporting verses. So in my research, and it's crazy that rebellion, right? It's one of them, because I found myself in Second Chronicles 15, verse 2, which is basically was saying how, well, if you kind of read a portion of it, it would tell you that the people of Israel was without God for a long time. And the word says without the true God for a long time. And so if you think about, well, how did y'all get to a place where y'all was without God, and it had to be rebellion? Just had to. And so, and I was like, wow. That's why I was sitting here. I'm like, okay, it's all gonna tie in, y'all. I promise you. So, and so that was one of the verses. I'm like, okay, so let me look, and that was like the last verse that I got to. And then I was looking at some of these other verses, right? So, remember I said I was typing in Luke, and I typed in luck. So in Luke, there was Luke 11. And I just put 8 and 9. It's really 9 that was my supporting verse, but sometimes you need one or the other. You either need the verse before or the verse after to make it make sense for you. And it says, Luke 11, 8 and 9. I tell you, even though he will not get up and give you the bread because of friendship, yet because of your shameless audacity, he will surely get up and give you as much as you need. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. And I was like, And so, and that was just one. Like I have some more supporting verses, but I think as we go deeper, y'all gonna see how the what we both study.
Man, look, I'm gonna stop you right there. No, because I told the man last night, I said it's gonna be crazy if God give us both something that's gonna correlate, and saying sound like it go with what I was receiving next. So let me go ahead and share where I went. So after that, right, I went in back to GodQuestions.org and I started reading the article I just told y'all about rebellion and everything like that. And I felt led to start writing out the things that stood out to me. So I guess here's the answers to your questions, brother. Got separated from God and whatnot. Here it is. Okay. So it says rebellion begins in the heart. Rebellion against God's authority was humanity's first sin and continues to be our downfall. I'm just writing down the things that were standing out to me in the article, y'all. Now listen, I promise you, me and this gentleman did not talk. Okay, here we go. It is the root of all sin. The rebellion is the root of all sin. It also says here, or what another thing that stood out to me, it was saying, when God gave the Israelites the law, he was teaching the world that there was a chain of commands, which that stood out to me when I was writing that down, because y'all know, again, I was just telling y'all about hierarchy last week. I was telling y'all about order and all that before. So all of that was standing out like, okay, Lord, well, you done told us again that there's a chain of commands. Then what also stood out was saying we have free will and freedom to choose, but his law still prevails and consequences follow. So we could choose all day what you want to do, and you can do whatever you want to do technically, but that doesn't change the consequences that's going to come from that, because the laws are already in place, basically, is what I'm receiving with that. Then what stood out to me is the part, and it's all separated and it has more to expound upon these things, but it was talking about how civilization, home, and the church all have these these order systems, and the reason why we see the issues that we see in each thing, civilization, the home, and church, is the rebellion and being out of order. So I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay.
So that's why you said, why did they have that time without the Lord? Well, sounds like they was out of order. They wasn't doing things well. If you quiet, I can go on this verse. Or you got something to add right there.
I mean, look, I'm just here experiencing the juice, right? So, yeah, you can. I mean, if you want to go ahead and give the verse, sure, because my portion of Go Deeper and the juice and my the pulp all pertains to the verse of the day.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, so I felt like at some point I was feeling like, with all the negative stuff I was seeing, and I was like, Lord, this is kind of calling us out, whatever the case is. Is there any good news for us today or no? So I felt like he gave me a letter of sorts, like some information. Some of these, sometimes when I read verses, even though they can be a totally different place, when I write them down, they sound like one message. I don't know if you've ever encountered that or whatever, but I feel like these next couple of verses is like back to back. So I could read them back to back and see if that sounds like a full message to y'all. But anyway, one of the verses is Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Oh, stubborn children."
You talking to Israel?
Yeah, or us. I mean, because here's another thing. This is a little side note. Basically, as I was doing all this, one of the things that was standing out to me is because the studies can lead. This whole conversation about rebellion can talk about so much, especially with the Bible. I mean, it's talking about Satan's rebellion. It's talking about our rebellion. All that. So you can go real deep in regards to this. But anyway. And so also stubborn children, declares the Lord, who carry out a plan, but not mine, and who make an alliance, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. The next verse that stood out to me was John 8:44. It says, you are, oh Lord, well, you are of your father, the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in truth, because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar, the father of lies. I know that can be pulled. We might not want to hear that, y'all, but I think we got some good news, so hold on. Ephesians 5:6, it says, let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these things the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience. I'm just gonna keep going because I feel like, again, this is a whole message here. So Jeremiah 33:8, even though I went deeper, y'all can see all the go deeper verses in the go deeper section, but it says, and I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have treasure. No, wait, they have something. See, here I go. They have something. Sorry, y'all can go look up that word yourself, but it says against me at the end. So I feel like overall, like, I know that sounds bad, right, to be talking about this rebellious people, and we feel like, man, oh, it could be me, I'm rebelling, you know, or whatever the case may be. But there is hope, you know what I'm saying? There is good news at the end of the day, because I mean, it's not good news if you're gonna constantly rebel. Let's just go ahead and put that on the table. But if you are someone that is, for example, maybe this is convict you right now, maybe you're like, you know what, maybe I need to get better in this area, or whatever the case may be. The good news is, I feel like, is what was being said in Jeremiah, because he's saying that, you know, I will cleanse you, you know, from the iniquities and the sins against me. I will, you know, I will pardon, you know, all those different things. And obviously we know that he did that through Christ. So it's already done. So that's another thing too. You got to just accept it, really. But yeah, like, so though, I mean, again, there's other verses and whatnot that I was reading and everything, but yeah, those were the words that I felt led to write down and share. I hope, I don't know how y'all, I mean, I'm gonna pause.
Interesting. So that's your verse of the day. No, okay. Because I was about to say, hold on.
That was my go deeper.
Okay,
no, that was my go deeper. That was me going deeper into the study of rebellion and all those different things. Yeah, I mean, see, I feel like I didn't necessarily explain everything the way I usually would, because I'm trying to leave room, brother. I want to, you know.
Look, that's all right. Look, we are here for the ride. Interesting. I'm just, so if you see me and you hear my excitement, I'm just waiting, because I can't say much until we get to the verse of the day.
Oh Lord, because let me hush.
No,
we can go ahead and share the verse of the day, because I mean, y'all know, like I said, it's usually something I share at the end. But let's go ahead and share the verse of the day. Would you like to read it for us today? Like, okay, let's confirm that it's both the same. Is it Psalm 34, 4 and 5?
Yes.
Okay, so yes. Feel free, brother. Go ahead and read the verse of the day. This is the verse of the day, everybody.
What? You allow me to read? No, yeah.
Oh, you didn't write it down? I wrote it down if we need it.
I can get to it. All right, so this is Psalms 34, verse 4 and 5. And it reads, I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame.
Now, I wasn't thinking about how they, like when I wrote it down this morning, I was like, maybe it correlates, but maybe not. But I feel like it already correlates with some of the things I was saying in regards to
Mm-hmm.
there's hope. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are, what I'm receiving when you just read here is like, if you are seeking the Lord, um, understand that he's hearing you, right? And he will deliver you. And yeah, you won't be ashamed by doing that, you know. Instead of rebelling, seek him. Instead of rebelling, you know, I don't know. I'm on hush. Like I feel like that. Don't rebel. Just come on to him. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't know. What did you receive this morning, brother?
So with my words that I mentioned earlier, and then using my Bible verse, for us babies of the Juice, the 30-day Bible study journal, um, we just starting with the verse of the day. So my go deeper was, okay, so what's happening here? And then my Bible app was telling me that, which is weird because I was like, it said, David pretended to be insane to basically get away from the king. Uh,
Mm,
and so what I was receiving from this is, and that's why I say for me, it's tying together. You were talking about the spiritual rebellion, and then everything that came to me was about the provider, right?
mm,
So we're rebelling, and then what we find is that we find ourselves in trouble doing
mm,
rebellion. So that relates back to the people of Israel who were without God for some time.
mm-hmm.
They needed to go back to the provider. So the provider is my topic, right? That's what I wrote down. So that's why I was like, I'm over here now because it's all tying together. And so then I was like, well, it's about, David praises God for deliverance from a life threatening situation. And so that's why I was diving deeper. Now it's like, okay. Now it's like, now the juice part. Let me go down to the juice part because now I need to look at some things that are being revealed from all of these verses that I'm going to. And so we go back to the provider in mind. We have okay, I said, well, King David played crazy, and so that he won't be recognized to well, this was before he was king. So David uh, played crazy so he wouldn't be recognized by the king. But then I'm gonna hop to the Pope, and I'm gonna come back to the Jews. And I was like, well, how did David hear from God? And did he misinterpret the instructions of God? Because I was like, well, what made him want to play crazy? So, and that had me thinking, I was like, well, sometimes you got to do some crazy things for God, right? So then in all of the supporting verses, we're saying keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. Be consistent, be persistent, be resilient. And so it's like, okay, so you find yourself in this place of rebellion, then you need to go back to the provider for for saving. And then we discovered what she was providing is like you can get back in God's good graces. And in the time of trouble, right? In the time of burden, which was one of my words, um, you can get back to that place. But in order to do these things, you have to keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking, be persistent, be consistent, be resilient in all that you're doing, so that you can continue to stay connected to the provider, um, because he saves us. He reaches down, and just like for David, he was like, and this is just me like imagining being in a situation like, well, God, if this king recognizes who I am in this place, my life ends today. And I can just imagine God like, look, well, you're gonna have to do something outside of the box. You know, if you get down and just pray here, and you're you're stable and you're still, they may recognize you. Sir, you need to do what you need to do to get out this building. So they was like, all right, well, I'm gonna play crazy. I'm gonna be insane. Throw some stuff, act the fool. And it made them throw him out. So he was able to get away. And so yeah, so I'm just, yeah, I'm just in awe right now, because I promise you what she said is the truth. We did not. She was like, brother, you do your own studying. I'm gonna do my own studying, and we're gonna get on here and discuss.
So a few things. My first thoughts was to just say, get off my phone. Because I'm like, y'all, you cannot make this type of stuff up. And this is just the divine work of God. And at the end of the day, that's why it's very, very hard. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, now I'm human, you know what I mean? And I be debating every now and then, again, whatnot. Like, I ask all the questions any other human asks, right? But at the end of the day, I think because there's been just too many miracles, right? Miraculous things in my life, right? Such as this moment right now. It'd be just very, and then not only that, but then my own like experience with God, to where like, a song just makes me think about his goodness and cry, or whatever the case may be, where it's like, and I know what he's done in my life at the end of the day, and nobody can take that away, because that's my testimony at the end of the day. So, I mean, it's just very hard for me to deny God. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm perfect or nothing like that. And obviously, y'all know it was a whole process for me. I done wrote all about it. I tell y'all about it every day. Okay. So I'm not sitting here trying to act like by any means, that I'm out here like I've arrived and I know everything or something like that. Mm-hmm. But all I'm saying is God has been so good at the end of the day. And the only reason y'all are seeing me today and y'all see whatever fruits y'all see or whatever the case may be is because I have, tried my best to surrender. I'm not going to sit here and say that, yes, I have surrendered. I'm about to, but no, I'm going to say I try my best, right, to surrender every day to his will, to his way, and what he wants me to do. And so this moment right here, I know we was joking, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, brother, I don't know if you need to set some alarms. I don't know what, I don't know, because this is just too good. Because like, again, yeah. And on one hand, I was like, when God gives you something sometimes, and then you feel like it might be rebuked, right? You feel like it might be, man, this might not give you good news. People don't want to hear this. You know what I mean? But then you got to be obedient and just say whatever he tell you to say, right? And so I know people can get on here and they be like, oh, Miracle's talking about rebellion, like she ain't rebel, and stuff like that. Maybe they can get offended by this thing that talking about, rebelling against God is like, that's it's our main issue, just across the board. All humans, we all do it. It's like in our heart to rebel, and because we are that way, that's why what Christ did is so phenomenal, because he continues to love and continues to have that grace and mercy and provide a way regardless of all the things we do and how long it takes or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, and I don't think we understand that fully, because we know we wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, you wouldn't get people too much grace. You know what I mean? I try my best to be nice about a lot of things, or, handle it with grace, whatever case may be. And I definitely have heard throughout my life, oh, you being too nice. You showing too much love or whatever. But then you read the Bible, it's telling you that to do that all the time. You know what I mean? And then you think about the fact that God does that all the time with me. You know what I mean? So who am I to sit here and point the finger at someone else and say, you did me wrong, whatever, when I do God wrong every day and all day? like humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I think it's great, right, that I received that half in regards to addressing the rebellion, helping us understand, like, where it comes from, why we see the issues of life. We see issues in our community, our home, churches, all this type of stuff, because we're out of order, because we were rebelling against God. We don't want to do it his way, and all those different type of things. But my brother here is taking us back to the beginning, going back to our first love, pointing to in the direction of where to go, because he received the word about the provider and everything of that nature. Like, honestly, if we don't even say nothing else, y'all got the juice. Like, y'all got a double dose of inspiration in regards to both things. I don't know where you are in life, right? If you are in a state of rebellion or if you are seeking the provider, but just know he's always there, and that, like, even in the midst of your disobedience, like, if you got another day, if you were listening to the sound of our voice today, then, I mean, you got another chance to get on the good foot, as they say. Like, so I really don't have, I mean, there was some other things, because again, I feel like this thing was just too good in regards to, like, he really gave us two things that really went together and really was like, so the answer to the question of the rebellion is go to the provider.
Go to the provider.
Right, well, listen, and that's the juice. And y'all got your Bible verse of today. So I'm gonna let my brother here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my brother here, I guess, wrap things up for us. Is there anything else you would like to share with the people while we're recording the podcast version of this double dose of inspiration?
I would say that, and I know that not only providing you all the juice, but we're talking about the juice, your 30-day Bible study journal. I got the, yeah, I'm so used to hosting now. But when you get your journal, and like I was saying, we said give yourself grace. There is an additional like 2 pages after, where if you run out of space, you need to write some more notes and things of that nature. You do have those additional 2 pages to jot down information for your day. So I did not get a chance to use those additional pages. And so I'm just going to give you some advice with those additional. So if you're someone like me, you're starting out and you don't have much to write, maybe you may have some thoughts or some moments that happen throughout the day. Maybe you can reflect at the end of your day and use those pages to reflect the end of your day after you received your word for the day. So just some thoughts I wanted to provide the good peoples. And also, this was nice. This was nice. It was really, a nice episode, as well as a good experience to start the journaling process. So, day 1, y'all.
Look, well, we got to check in with him on day 30 and see. look, we're gonna help hold brother accountable.
Yes. So I could be
back. I'm gonna reach out to him in 30 days and see how the rest of the journey went. I don't know if he's gonna come back, but he's welcome to. You're welcome to come back. But if not, you can at least give me the update, and I'll try to tell the people.
Okay.
And whatnot.
Well,
I know we can sit here and go deeper with all of this. I was just sitting here thinking about the fact that I got King Saul's part in the rebellion, and you got David's part in the. Listen, bro, we could go on and on with this, man, because the Lord done did something today. But is there any other things you want to say before we log off the podcast version?
Yes. I guess I would close with again, give yourself grace. Like Miracle was stating, we all have rebelled, are rebelling. or still rebellion. So you're somewhere on the spectrum, but give yourself
Mm.
grace. And at some point you will find yourself back needing the provider who saves us. And so when you do get to that place of reaching back out, be consistent, be persistent, be resilient in your walk, in your journey. Um, and while you're there, keep asking, keep seeking, and keep knocking. And as the word says, that if you're doing these things, the doors will be open unto you, which means you are, he's going to provide, right? He's going to provide. But there, something in the verse said, one of the verses says, these are the rules. And in order to get to the place to where you're now receiving your gift. Yeah, all of my words that I wrote down is just coming up. All of your gifts will be given to you, the desires of your heart, but you have to, there's order. You have to come in and follow the rules, right? The commandments.
Obedience.
That's all I
Well,
have for
all
people.
right, y'all. Well, I mean, I got to let the podcast people go, but thank you all so much for listening. I hope that you all enjoyed this conversation. Thank you again to my brother from another mother joining us this morning. It was truly a treat. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. Lord's will. Bye. Now, listen, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody that's listening to the sound of our voice. This is, I guess, technically the after show moment. Usually I have a little time and I'll just sit here and talk a little bit longer after I record the podcast. That's what I'm technically doing, bro. You ain't got to stay if you were like, look, I'm about to go. But I will, before you go on, whatever this may be, I do want to say, man, this was, God just be showing up and showing out, man. He just be like, cause then, like I said, even though I was reflecting on the fact that, again, I was talking about Saul, you talk about David. I was talking about the stuff that Samuel was telling Saul, like, look, you out of order, so he don't reject you as king. Then you come talking about David, who he made the next king. Like, I'm finna go. Like, listen, and y'all out here playing with listen. And I'm telling you, me and this man didn't talk till until I sent him the link and was like, "Are you ready?" And then we went live.
Yeah.
Explain that. Okay.
But you naysayers, nah.
Listen.
So yeah, so like when you was going on earlier, I'm just sitting here like that's why I was like, I'm gonna be quiet because everything that I got it's connected with what you're saying. I just can't say it yet until we talk about the verse of the day.
So funny. I mean, and sometimes like if I do know, well, because by the time I go live, I do know what the verse of the day is. But basically, like sometimes you gotta give me the verse of the day in the midst of my notes. I'm like, well, the verse of the day is what I told y'all earlier, and stuff like that. So it's just really, you know what I mean? It's just something I usually just say at the end. So right before I get get done. But it's not that, it's not that deep today. Got it a little bit early. Ultimately, as long as we got the juice, that's all that matters.
We got the juice. I mean, it went well. Yeah, it was interesting because during my, my search, where is it? There was another verse that I didn't even talk about that's still connected, right? So it was still in Psalms. So a lot of I was in Psalms. Well, Psalms 34, 4 and 5 was the actual verse. But earlier I was saying how sometimes you have to start, either you got to read up or you got to read down so that your portion will make sense. And so I end up going to Psalms 9, Psalms 9, verses 9 through 10. And it said that the Lord is my refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. Those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have forsaken those who seek you. And so, I mean, I'm sorry, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you. And so, even though, we're talking about the rebellion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, you have never forsaken those who seek you. So, if you have rebelled and stopped seeking, all you need to do is start seeking again. So that's why I was like, keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. And then right in the same verse, the same chapter, 34, I had to go up. Uh-oh. I had to go up. I was about to say, sorry. Where is it? Oh, there you go. I was like, hold on, what happened?
That was busy. He ain't pleased. He upset. Listen, you ain't never gonna win. Like, come on. Like, yeah, we look. It was touching on your rebellion as well.
Right.
Y'all can go deeper about that. Why did God make? They got an article on GodQuestions.org talking about like why did God make Satan when he knew he was gonna rebel. But God can do what he want to do and make what he want to make. So let's start there. But that was another thing that was standing out to me. The fact that it's already done. That's the other thing too about like seeking and coming back and all that type of stuff. It's always there and ready, available for you. Like you don't have to sit here and be like, oh, is God gonna? No, it's already done. He did it. And so it's just we got to accept the gift, and that's the very interesting thing about all this. I know I talked about in the past that like this is the only gift that we got trouble with accepting. Like if somebody give you a gift right now, I bet you will accept it. But for some reason, this gift, I don't know. Like I guess it's just human nature, as they say. But it's just interesting observation. But hey, go deeper, man. Go deeper. See what the Lord share with y'all.
That's it. Yeah. So, yeah, this was nice. This was nice.
I enjoyed having you here on the juice this morning, brother.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I might be getting a contract soon.
Listen, hey, unless you look. I don't know if you want to do the late night hour or something. I don't know. Like whatever's gonna work for you.
The late night hour. Y'all need to have
the midnight hour. Ooh, the midnight hour.
Late in the midnight hour. God's
so you get some juice in the morning and you get some I about to say some wine in the evening. Can the Lord? The Lord's word can be called wine. What you think? No, is that weird?
No, I don't think it's weird. But
no, he's talking about the wine. Anyway, well, I am gonna name drop the business since we talk about it. But well, y'all might not want to look at it as wine. So okay, but anywho, the blood.
The blood.
But that also was. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was mine.
Oh yeah. At least represented by. That's a whole nother little conversation because people out here really. Okay. Anyway. All I know is the biblical representation didn't use actual blood. Just saying. For those that like to compare blood rituals. But anyway, I'm gonna go. It's like, well, there's blood rituals in the Bible because then you have to drink the blood of Christ. They was drinking the wine that represented the blood. They didn't drink his blood. Nasties. Anyway. Sorry. That's not, like I said, that's a whole nother. We been
um,
doing all kind of stuff though, so that ain't
but
man.
yeah, that sounds I don't know, that's something we can think about. Something for the folks in the evening.
Evening inspiration. We gonna all right. Well, now look, don't you say he always like to lie and say I'm putting in the work. He put himself to work.
She trying to put me to work, y'all.
Listen, you will. No, the Lord is calling you. No, because we all supposed to be out here doing something. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for the most part, like I feel like not all the time, because I do rebel. So
we
and
all
I
in half.
do feel like I operate in my spiritual gifts. Um, you know,
And
but I don't. I guess it's not like on the platform. A lot of people are like, oh well, you ain't you ain't doing nothing for. I mean, not saying nobody is telling me this for real, but I'm
mhm.
saying like people can say, oh well, I don't see you doing anything for the kingdom, for God, all of these things. But if you're connected to me, you actually do see me operate in my spiritual gifts. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
everything ain't an outside show for the world, as they say. The Lord know at the end of the
right.
day. What you
At,
doing.
at the end of the day, everybody that I come in contact with, I listen. Um, I provide counseling in a sense, and coaching and mentoring and things of that nature. And so I give and share what I'm led to, so that you know the individual, the people, they take what they need and then they move forward. Because it's not it's not my job to or our job to condemn people. That's not us. We are not the creator, the provider. Only thing that we can do is be there for people in whatever capacity that we can, and let God do what he does. Like we that's not our job to take on all of these things, other people's burdens. And now, unless that's your spiritual gift, to take on others' burdens, and but um but it's not our job to do the correcting, to do the scolding, to do the um chastising, and that's not our job. We need more love than anything else, meaning supporting the people where they are, giving them what they need where they are, and allow God to build them up to do the change. And I feel like sometimes people are trying to take on the mantle of God, to do everything that He has the power to do. And it's like, oh well, that nah, let God got it. He got it.
Somebody say, yeah, say go fish, don't fry the fish. He didn't say fry the fish. Now, I mean, I feel you. I definitely, and I know this is a whole conversation, and Lord, listen, this is how it is with me and this gentleman. I don't know why he wanted to do this, because I mean, he knows always gonna be a good 3 hours, 3 hours, 5 hour journey. I'd be like, Lord, brother, you said you was
3 hours
gonna go.
later.
You said you was gonna go about 10 times. Then when I start up another conversation. But yeah, I mean, it is. But I do. And I ain't trying to start another conversation. I do feel like there's balance. You know what I mean, in regards to, I guess being God's mouthpiece or whatever the case may be, or being God's like vessel, maybe. You know what I'm saying? If He's giving you a word, whatever the case is. But again, I struggle with that. Because like I said, sometimes I'm like, I don't feel qualified to say the stuff you telling me to say. Like, you want me to say that? And stuff like that. So I get what you're saying, because there's a lot of people that do kind of overstep boundaries and condemn people and things of that nature. I mean, I do think like correction and whatnot is something that we're supposed to do as believers, but again, I believe that's with fellow believers, and then I also believe that that's according to what my studies. Now, I'm not trying to sit here again. I'm talking about things I study. It seems like fellow believers should be like there to, I guess, quote unquote correct, or quote unquote to help, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the ultimate judgment and whatnot is the Lord. So and not to be like you can't judge some things, righteous judgment, of course, you can make a distinct use discernment and things of that nature, but yeah, people go overboard as well. Yeah, so I agree with that. People do. And it's so funny though with that, because I know I talk about this all the time. It's like you forget that you needed grace and mercy also. You know what I mean? Like you have not arrived.
Look, and still using it, the grace and the mercy.
So give that to your fellow neighbor. Let's just say that. Give that to your neighbor. Give that same grace and mercy that you've received.
And still are receiving.
Right. So
because we fall short daily. And so just because you are in the place that you seem more consistent, persistent, and resilient in,
going back to your notes then, brother. Going back to
you are yes, you're a lot further along, but that doesn't mean that you're still living on grace and mercy. And yes, they're in a different place, but they may need it more than you do. And so making the situation a lot worse by saying, oh, well, da, 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 da. Love, just love on the folks. Just love on them. They'll get there.
It reminds me. Right. Yeah, I was about to say, it reminds me of something my cousin was sharing me last week. She was saying like, some people start with an empty glass. Some people start with the half glass. It's like everybody's not starting the same, and so, people can only pour from what they got, so until they full or whatever, then, I mean, some of us are blessed to have started with the full, like maybe you always knew Christ, like throughout your whole life and things like that. Like that's beautiful. But some people are starting at different places and whatnot. And so, again, God gives us the grace and mercy. Let's give that to our fellow people. I mean, let's do our best to just do our part. Just do your part, whatever that may be. I do feel like you have to, when it comes to, and this whole nother conversation, but like rebuke and all that type of stuff, like it might be a place for it, but then like, do you have a relationship with that person to rebuke? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you to that person? Like, it's just so much stuff going on. So
yeah.
Lead
with love. Lead with love. Lead with love.
Truth and love as well.
Yes, because it's already hard. Life is already hard. Life is already challenging for a lot of people. And I think if you lead with love, grace, truth, compassion, I feel like you can. There's a way to do things. There's a way to do it. There's as they say, a time and place. Miracle mentioned discernment. And if you don't know what that is, having a spirit of discernment, allows you to kind of like, almost in a sense, test the waters in a sense. How you go outside and you're like, oh, let me see if I need a jacket today. So you open the door and you stick your arm out, and it's like you're testing the water. So your discernment will allow you to understand the right timing, the right place, and sometimes testing the temperature of individuals around you. so you'll know what type of people and persons you're dealing with. And so if you don't have it, ask God for it. And if you do have it, ask God to increase your level of discernment, so you're not coming to somebody in the wrong time with what may seem like judgment. Um,
Mm,
and if you're unsure, always lead with love and compassion.
mm. That's good. That's good. Look, your double dose of inspiration, the juice.
I'm
Look.
trying to get my high pitch juice.
Hey. Oh goodness. Man, I can sit here and talk to you all day, bro. If you want to send the verses, I mean, I already got it, my Go Deeper section typed up, but if you want to send that stuff, maybe I can post it for the people if you want to share. I don't know if you typed it. If you're not, don't worry about it. But
Look, I was old school, so I wrote everything out. So y'all know I really did write in the book, in the journal.
Let's go.
Look,
This
date.
juice.
Look, y'all get the behind the scenes.
All right, there it is. Look, I'm gonna see, can I make you bigger so the people can see you? Let me see.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. We're going to the layouts. Let's try this one. Oh no, this probably gonna make you smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, what about this? Oh, this did with me, didn't it? There we
Nope.
go. Look, this all kind of behind the scenes thing situation now. None of these make you bigger, huh? All right. Well.
So,
I
so I I was like, what happened?
I'm playing around with this. Okay. I'm gonna stop.
Oh no, you're fine. But yeah, I actually did fill it out. So like y'all get the behind the scenes. These are all of my words that I said that I got this morning. So the 2 verses.
Oh,
So yeah, I actually wrote it all out.
look, well, we'll check in with you in 30 days.
I mean, maybe we can actually come up with some like areas between the 30 days where I can hop in and
Look at it.
I,
Let the Lord, use your brother.
maybe okay, so this is day 1, maybe day 10 and 20, then 30, something like that.
Wow.
We hop back on and
Oh,
talk to the
wow.
folks.
Well, I appreciate you actually embarking on a journey. That really means a lot. That you would take out the time and try, because I'm putting it out there, in the hopes that it encourages people to do it. But I mean, you never know if people are doing it or not. I mean, I know I've gotten some feedback and whatnot on the ordering, and they got reviews and whatnot that's out there. So I believe people have done it, but I just haven't really heard, directly like somebody doing it and then telling me, their process and stuff like that. Now I was supposed to do it with my group that I had at the church that one time. But I think there was only one lady that was actually there. There was like 3 or 4 of us in the group, and we would do the weekly check-ins. But the other ladies like, well, I didn't get a chance to, or whatever. It was like, I'm here to encourage you, inspire you, cheer you on to do it. And I think one lady was doing it. I know, but she wouldn't come every week to the check-in. So I don't know how it went for her, but I know, like, I want to say the first time when I had shared with her like some of the different things or how God would bring me certain stuff, she started to notice things happening in her life in regards to that as well, how she was receiving information and stuff. So she was very excited about it the one time that she did come and share about it. She's like, and then this word, and then that. I'm like, I know, it's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy, ain't it? But like I enjoy it though. I really enjoy doing it. Like, yeah, but sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's 4 a.m. But I don't even feel like that sometimes anymore. I feel like, I wake up, I've been doing it maybe so much now where it's like, okay, I know that's what I'm waking up to do. And so it's been life changing as I've been sharing here. And so hopefully it be, the same for you, if not better or more or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
So you're always welcome. You're always welcome. No pressure.
Okay. Thank you.
I need to get your social medias. We didn't get a chance to shout that out, but I need to get that on my list so I can be able to pop it up on here.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because my handle changed.
See, we can't keep up with you.
Well,
I don't know if you want to make another announcement, but we can.
Well, my handle changed only because I'm embarking a bit more into acting than I was before. So
it's the Alliance trained Kelvin Carter.
So having I guess a nickname and not yet being known by people, it's like, sir, you need to use your actual name if you're going to feedback. So I'm actually what is it? I am something. What's my social media? Told y'all I'm so used to being my old one. I'm gonna get it right. I think it's backwards.
I'm gonna type it. Or I'll try to type it on here.
Let me see. I think it's backwards now. Yeah, I am Carter Kelvin. So my name backwards. I am Carter Kelvin.
I'm trying to type it in. So now we got it for the future reference. So now whenever I talk about him, or if he ever does visit us again, because like I said, no pressure.
I would definitely
tired of people
again. I would definitely
tired of people blaming me.
Right. She be trying to put me to work.
It is. I am Carter Kelvin.
Yeah, that is me on social media. So I mean, if you were following me before, the name has just changed. But yeah, I went by another name on social media for a while.
But look, the Lord done changed your name. He was Saul and now he Paul.
Hold on. I don't know if I was as bad as Saul.
I ain't say that. Just it's a good name change example.
Yeah.
Look, you were about to say. Now I can't say the joke too many times to the public because then people probably think. Anyway.
But yeah, we're gonna do this again. We're definitely gonna do this again. So I will be back.
Okay.
So we'll get together and see at which day.
Well, you already know. If you're gonna, do you feel like you're gonna do this consecutively? Like, so are you gonna do day 2 tomorrow and stuff like that, or?
I feel like
then you'll know.
Do it that way, and not skip.
Then you'll know. Yeah, you can count out the days and then you'll see where day 10 will fall, or whenever it is you say you want to come back. You can put it on your calendar.
Yes, put it on the calendar. Okay, and send it to your calendar as well.
Sure. Now, the only thing is, I do take a break on Sunday, so I don't do it on Sunday. But Monday through Saturday, I do it. So if they fall on any of those days, then yeah, unless we do a pop up, but because I'm at the church, I don't see how that can happen unless we do it in the evening. So just throwing it out there,
Okay.
Unless the Lord trying to tell me I need to get up and do Sunday mornings. thought you said a Sabbath, but then it's not really a Sabbath because I'm actually getting up to work.
Right.
To go on Sundays.
I think that yeah, I get with you, so I could
Listen. Look, so we holding you accountable. Having the journal hold you accountable. I was hoping that the cover would hold people accountable too. So yeah, man. Any other feedback you want to tell the people about the juice? Like, did you get a chance to look at anything else? Like, did you see the stuff in the back and
so I didn't get to the back.
Well, that's where the resources are.
But I'm about to say I see it says miracles resources. So Bible.
And there's only a couple of different things now. I got a couple of extra things that I use now, but you know.
Come on, online ministries.
Yeah, them the ones I listen to. Let me see. Yeah, those three. Mainly. I mainly just pretty much listen to two of them now. Outside of, my church home. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to, no pressure. You can see the fun page. Did you sign the accountability promise? And pick a time. You ain't signed it yet.
I did not sign it yet. So when I woke up with my 4 something eyes, I then had to realize that I needed to put my glasses on. So y'all saw I started out with glasses on. I had to take them off. But yeah,
did you read my little... Oh, go ahead.
I saw the accountability portion, but I'm still working on like the times that I'm gonna get up. So I mean, I can still sign it and hold myself accountable. Since we're talking.
No, I mean, again, I said AM or PM, so y'all can pick whatever time y'all want to pick. Y'all don't got to do morning just because I do morning. Y'all can do evening, y'all can do whenever.
I did sign it. I just signed it.
Oh, okay. So now you got to fill in that blank.
Yeah. Now I just need to figure out the time. I may still do it in the mornings, but just not as early. Because I'm on the people like, don't judge me. Let God do that. But I'm walking so that I can drop a few pounds in the morning. I said, don't judge me.
I said me too. Just and then so people can look at me the way they looking at you.
So
but we all do have things that we're maybe insecure about or whatever the case may be. So by all means, do what you need to do for yourself.
And so what I'm thinking is probably doing this before my walk in the mornings. And then maybe having that time as I'm walking to reflect on everything that I've studied,
That's good. I like that. Did you read my little letter to y'all?
No, not yet.
You didn't read nothing. You just opened it up and started. Yeah. You didn't read how to use the journal neither?
Yes. I did do that. I did.
Okay.
So
okay.
I did use the instructions and the lingo glossary.
Yeah, I peeped you was using the lingo. So when I went go deeper, I said, oh.
She left me. Now she's coming back on.
Y'all know my stomach. Anyway, no, I was asking, what didn't you like about? But that might be a whole nother conversation. But I was going to say, what was your pulp today in regards to like, was there anything that you was reading that you're like, I don't like this, or maybe that one?
I don't like or don't understand was I didn't mention it, but it was the portion where I said that how did David hear from God, and did he misinterpret the instructions of God? Because that's why I was like, how did he come up with the idea that I'm just gonna act crazy or insane so that I'm not recognized? I was like, well, God, did you actually mean something else? And it was interpreted wrong. And he was like, look, I need to get up out of here by any means necessary. And so I was not saying that it had to be there, but I'm more curious. It was more so I was curious about how did he get his instructions, and what made him do what he did. And I mean, clearly it worked. And he got out. But yeah, I was just kind of curious on how did he get to that revelation.
Okay. Well, hey man, I'm excited for you, bro. Again, I appreciate you taking out the time to do this and stuff. And by all means, be honest. Like, you know what, this ain't helped me in my life. Actually, those instructions when I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could take a little criticism. I think I'm a little better with taking criticism these days than I used to be. So, I mean.
Well, now I think it's a good start, right, for somebody that's just trying to get back into the word and studying to show them thyself approved. But yeah, it's definitely a good start. So I don't think there's anything wrong or with the journal, even though I'm just at day one, because everybody needs a place to start, and this is going to get them there starting, or maybe they started before and they just trying to, they rebelled and they're trying to get back on track. So it'll be a restart. Yeah. So
nice restart.
Yeah, so
good, man. I hope so. Well, I mean, I won't be long your time because I know the enemy's mad. He keep messing with the technology. And it, I look, you right out of bush to that now. You think you gonna go on and attack your day, or you finna go back to sleep? What you finna do?
So I need to go do my walk. I really do. I want to get back in bed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put on my shoes. That just remind me of a song I used to sing in the kids choir. Yeah, it was like, when I get to heaven, gonna put on my shoes, walk around and spread the news. If you don't believe I've been redeemed, follow me down to the Jordan stream. Yeah, I was in little kids choir. But yeah, I'm gonna, even though I want to get in bed, I'm gonna go do my walk and then maybe take a shower and then get in bed and then get up for work.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate you and your time. It's always a pleasure talking to you and everything.
Thanks.
And yeah, I guess until next time, brother. Until next time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I was about to say thanks for inviting me, but I kind of somewhat invited myself.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, I never even considered, because I just didn't expect people to be up with me, to be with me and stuff. Like every now and then people will log in and talk and stuff like that, or not log in the way you did, but they'll be talking in the comments and stuff like that. But that even be surprised me too. So, cause I'll be like, oh, y'all up. But yeah, man, if you could send me your selfie so I can use it for the promo,
Oh, yes. Let me go ahead
then that would be
and
great. So send me your selfie. We know it's gonna look like a professional
what?
photo.
No.
I'm the only one that's in my robe. I at least took my little thing off so y'all can see my anniversary curls. I didn't even talk about the anniversary. Everything was lovely. Y'all, if y'all follow me on social media, then y'all already saw what dinner was like at the melting pot. I did not be as glam as I thought I was going to be because my husband was dressing low key, and I was like, "Well, ain't no ain't no need for me to be all glammed up like prom." And he looking like a football game or something. So I just so I switched my ensemble, but it still was a nice evening, and the food was good. Now we both kind of like didn't eat until that meal, so we both kind of like, was it really good or was we just hungry? But no, the experience was nice though. So that's in a nutshell about my anniversary dinner for those that care. And especially if you don't watch this, if you got to this point and you actually cared about hearing about my weekend, then there you go. Church was good too. Ended up, doing our 3 services again. And then it ended up going to lunch with some ladies that had came from another church to visit us and get like some, I guess, ideas for their children's ministry and things of that nature. So we went to lunch with them. And then that was my Sunday in a nutshell. So, all right.
Okay. Should I tell the people about my weekend? Because I had an
Sure.
awesome weekend.
I mean, go ahead, superstar, because you like it. Go ahead. Why not? You here if you want.
So Friday, I was running errands because I had to get some things for my Saturday because I
Come through
was
Friday.
getting my first professional headshots.
Hey, go brother.
So and I was talking to the photographer. I was like, I was allowed the opportunities to do a lot of gigs without having professional headshots. And he was like, yeah, I usually hear the other stories about people saying that they can't do anything because they don't have headshots. And I was like, yeah, I did a play and like stand-in work, extra work, you know, miracle plays, events, and
Just bliss.
look, all of these other things that I've done without professional headshots. And so now that I have professional headshots means I need to kind of like go a step further.
With
Uh,
this professional work.
oh, the podcast soap opera that we're both in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Look, you forgetting all the credits. Look, do we want to tell the people?
I mean, since we're talking about gigs and things, and so I got another play that I'm in.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
no,
Y'all
no,
want to talk
no,
about?
I was gonna say that one for last.
Oh, okay.
Um, for a show that's gonna be in October, the 27th and the 28th. So 3 shows. So it'll be my first play where I actually do 3 shows. And it's going to be in Matthews, North Carolina. So if you want to come out and support me, we gonna have the link for you. Well, it's definitely on my Facebook page, so you can find me with my actual name, Kelvin Carter, um, and I have things posted there. Eventually, I get the link added to my Instagram. But yeah, support if you can come out, see us in Matthews, North Carolina. If you can't come, still support. Just buy a ticket. Um, let me know if you just bought a ticket to support. And then, last but not least, yours truly, Miracle, and myself. Um, we should be having a movie drop.
His first lead role, roles in right feature film.
Yeah, first lead roles. Yeah, with an S, yes. In the feature film, and so hopefully this won't be my last.
Doubt it.
Uh,
I doubt seriously that it will be your last.
yeah, so but yeah, so projects, and I'll actually be auditioning for role.
Yeah, because he just done got placed.
Yeah, I
He ain't
mean,
got the audition for nothing.
yeah, the Lord has been good. I was able to experience things without actually having to audition. So now I have to audition for things. Look how I got the status of a. I mean, she's been calling me celebrity a lot, but it's almost like I have the status of a celebrity. Where sometimes they just like, oh, we need you for this role. Um, you don't have to audition, and so that's been me. I haven't had to audition for things, and so now to get in other people's projects, well, no, those are usually other people's projects, but to cast my net wider, I would say, you know, have to submit audition tapes and things. So this is going to be fun. This journey, this next chapter. Look, this next chapter, which is going to be day two. Well, in our lives. So
Get this man some commercials. Get this man some
give me some hosting gigs, you know. Um,
he gonna sell you, golly. People gonna think I'm putting you up to this stuff. I'm not putting him up to nothing.
no, no,
No thing.
it is all me, you know. Um, and don't forget, you know, I do some business coaching, so you know,
I would have put it out there, but you ain't gave me no links.
I so my link is facebook.com, Kelvin Carter. On Instagram, I am Carter Kelvin. Shoot me a message. We can talk through some things. Um, you know, I'm just here to serve the people.
And he does a phenomenal job because he has assisted me on a variety of things throughout my life since knowing him. And yeah, you know, I told him, what was it last night? I said, you're the reason why I have a few extra dollars in my pocket. You're the reason why I have a husband. You know, there's a lot of things that you have assisted with, you know, so I thank the Lord for you. And yes.
We thank the Lord for you and GSL, your many endeavors. You know, not
Yes, indeed.
just look, not just the platform of God, sex, and love, but everything that is incorporated with it, all the other you know endeavors that fall up under GSL. So. Um, If you don't know what they are, go to the website, which is posted on your screen somewhere down here, right? um,
Mm-hmm.
go there, look at all the endeavors, um, and you know, support. You know, even if you have to go to actressmiraclesims.com, you know what? I got to get me a website now, so I can say, go to my website.
That's what I told. That's what I was talking about. You said you ain't have no link. I'm over here like, yeah, because
Yeah, I know you gonna. I hold on. So I'm gonna treat y'all how I treat my class. I'm not a teacher. I am a trainer, instructor, um, facilitator. But so I know you just asked me a question, and you said, "Well, how you business coaching and you don't even have a website? let me learn you something. Um,
Mm.
teaching is what I do. Training is what I do. Coaching is what I do. They say there's those who do and there's those who teach. I'm more on the teaching side of that. But some things that I really needed was my professional pictures, which was holding me back. And so now that I got them, I
Mm-hmm.
have some links, some websites and things that you can go to and see all this wonderful content. So um, I am a big believer of not waiting and doing. And when I say that, meaning actually doing the things that I've been doing without the website. So the
Mm-hmm.
website is to come, but I still operate in those gifts without a website. So yeah, I'm behind, but I'm catching up. I'm catching up.
Well, there you have it, good folks. And look, see, don't be using no excuses. You can get some work done
Hmm.
out here. You know, do the work. That's the important part.
Do the work. So I've done the work. Now I just got to put it all on the website. So now, guess what? Now I have um, clients that can put things on my website, reviews, all of these things. So, I mean, there's a method to the madness for sure. Some people get their websites together so that they can already just have a landing spot, and then those are the people like me who just go out and do the work, get the website later, and so now I have content to load on my website, so it's just not empty. Land and empty.
Well,
But yeah, so yeah, do the work. You can get the work done without the website, unless you're trying to do something completely virtual, like selling products online. And then yes, you will need a website. But what I do, I really don't need a website. Um, it's spiritually led and purpose. So
mm,
uh,
mm.
word of mouth, all of these things, so, but we getting there. So eventually, yes, do what you need to do the work, get your website so you can have your people to put the stuff on the website. Um, but that's all I have for you good peoples. We
Oh,
done had y'all on here for about 2 hours.
listen, I told the folks, I said, listen, I don't know what this gonna look like. The podcast thing gave me a notification say, so the thing will end at 60 minutes. I said, oh Lord. Well, I said if it cuts off on us then. But we was able to sign off in a decent way. So it didn't cut us off. But but all right, bro. Like don't have me be one hold you up. I was over here just getting things together. So I'm sure you probably done seen just something got tagged and whatnot.
No, I
Um,
didn't see anything, but yeah,
because I'm over here working too.
I saw tags, but I'll be looking out for it. But I want to
Okay.
thank you again for having me and
You're welcome.
meeting your subscribers and
Juicers.
the juicers, meeting the juicers and anyone else that are joining to watch. And so thank you.
And thank you for being here and coming and volunteering yourself and your services. It's greatly appreciated. I believe that, like I said, they got a double dose of inspiration today. So that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, I see. I see. Look at you. You move fast. Yeah, she said, send me yourself. Yeah, I sent it, and now she got a whole post up here. All right. I
And
see.
look, now the only reason you in the back is because your arms and stuff was cut off. And like when I removed the background, it just only had like, so that's the only reason you behind me. It ain't because I'm out here trying to.
I mean, well, you are the host.
No, I'm just letting you know.
Well, you are the host.
Look, I understand order. You know what I'm saying? Let me go.
Look, you are the host, so I'm on. Look, I understand order, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Look, the support role.
Oh Lord, well, just saying. All right, go and take your walk. Have a phenomenal day, and I guess I'll see you later on and talk to you later on to see you.
Yes, because we got some work to do.
Look, he put me to work, y'all. All right. Bye.
Hold on, let me get in frame.
Oh, goodness.